I think that'll hold. Hey everybody, John here. Welcome back to Catbird Hill. So the title of this video was I made a big mistake, made a huge mistake that I didn't realize I was making. And you can probably tell from the earlier parts of the video what I did here today to sort of rebuild the very top structure of the sawmill base. So what happened here is I thought that the next video that was coming up would have been the beginning of the assembly of the sawmill. However, between the last video and this one, I joined the Woodland Mills owners Facebook group simply because I wanted to start connecting with people who were much more experienced than me. I've never run a sawmill before, and it's an advertised kind of group. If you purchase a Woodland Mills sawmill, it's on the website, to join the community, to learn more. And so, I was reading through a lot of posts and getting a lot of good information, right off the bat. So what I thought I would do is just to kind of introduce myself to the group. I did a post where I photographed the base that I completed last weekend. And pretty quickly, I started getting some replies to that post where folks were expressing concern over the fact that the 2x6 material that was on top, this is what would actually be underneath of the sawmill track, they did not feel that was sturdy enough. And ultimately what would happen is it would start to deflect, simply because the sawmill track has feet, and there's a strong possibility that several of those feet paired up would fall on the 2x6 where there's no direct support underneath. In other words, in a span between where the 4x4 posts are. So I was thinking about this, and I was kind of struggling a little bit because I've built this type of structure before to support all kinds of things, primarily firewood, and I never had any problems. But the main difference was how the sawmill track is going to sit on here, and how there will be very specific points of contact, and then thinking about putting a log on there that's 1,500 or 2,000 pounds, and what that would possibly do to deflect that top plate, the cedar plate here. So very simply what I did, I went out and I got some material. I spent maybe $150, $175. I got a handful of 4x4, pressure treated 4x4s. I got some hardware, and basically took the 2x6 plates off, put them aside, ran the 4x4 posts across the top of the vertical 4x4s, so making like a T, and then put the 2x6s back on top. So let's take a little more detailed look at that. So you can see here, just at this end, here's the the 4x4 posts that I laid on top of the vertical posts, and just did that on both sides all the way down, and then put the 2x6 on top. Where the 4x4s would meet over a single post, like right here, I got some powder coated T-straps, really heavy duty. They look good. They're not gonna corrode or rust or anything because they are powder coated. Attached them with galvanized lag screws and washers, and I did that on both the outside and the inside. You can see the inside one over here, just to create a lot of rigidity and stability. And so that's basically what I did. It took me about an hour and a half to do it, and wasn't complicated. The other thing I like about this is, because I added 3.5 inches here with the addition of the 4x4 post, that raised the whole level of the sawmill base up a bit, which is fine. I mean, I am all for good ergonomics and not bending over. It's just going to make it a little bit more comfortable for me, I think, in the long run. So, a pretty simple fix. And this should give me plenty of structure. You know, we've got 5.5 inches now of material that'll be underneath of that sawmill base. That should be more than enough to accept the load that we're going to be putting on there. So I'm really appreciative to all the folks in the Facebook group. You know, I don't belong to a ton of Facebook groups, but this one really intrigued me only because the it's a smaller number of people. It wasn't a ton of folks. All different brands of sawmills. It was just people who have Woodland Mills sawmills. So the next video hopefully will be the beginning of the assembly process. You know, we're having a really nice stretch of weather here in southeastern Pennsylvania. It's about 45 degrees today, and not a lot of wind. It's been kind of partly sunny, and we've got about another 4 or 5 days of this weather. So my goal, maybe by the end of next week, would be to have the track system assembled, and then we're supposed to get some snow next weekend. We'll see how that goes, but then I'll use the tractor probably with the forks, the pallet forks, to bring the saw head down and get that on the rails. And we're moving along. You know, I'm really excited. I honestly, at this point, I'm starting to visualize how it's going to go, and I can't wait to get the first log on that sawmill and cut it up. So thanks a lot for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. I hope it's going to be the assembly. We'll keep, if the weather stays in our favor. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. Give us a thumbs up. Until next time, John here from Catbird Hill. Take care.